2 years ago, I met this group 2 years ago during the pandemic. Can you imagine that? There was a pandemic. Now we're kind of out of it. I don't know. I had COVID not too recently, so I don't know if we're still out of it. But we're kind of out of it. And they have two Christmas singles out, Like It's Christmas and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, their version. I followed them online still this whole time. I was so glad to meet them then. I'm so glad to see them again now. And it's the Trills. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to see you guys all. You guys all look great. You guys all look wonderful. We have Leroy, Aaron, Nick, Will, Katherine, and Missy. And I want you guys, actually, for the folks at home who will be seeing this for the first time, I want you to say your name. I'll point. Well, I can't point. I'll say your name, and then you say like if you're an alto or a soprano or something like what kind of say what kind of what's going on here. Since we are talking about acapella group stuff, so Aaron, we'll start with you since you're in your own little corner. You're Aaron, and what are you?
You got it. I'm Aaron, and I am the beatboxer.
That's right. He is the beatboxer. Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I am the tenor.
Right. Leroy.
I'm Leroy, and I'm the bass.
That's right, kids. Katherine.
I'm Katherine, and I'm the soprano.
Yay. Will.
I'm Will. I'm the baritone / wild card. Give me a part and I'll sing it.
Hey,
I remember from last time, but you got that voice like shit. And Missy. I mean, you and Leroy both get the okay. And Missy.
I'm Missy, and I'm the alto.
I love it. I love you guys. I didn't ask you guys this last time, but I want to ask you this time. What do you think makes your voices, all of you together, blend so well? What do you think? Anybody can answer, but why do you think your voices work? Because some people come together, they can't really harmonize, or it doesn't really work, or you have too many of this, or a little too much of that, or you're missing. But when I hear your music, I feel like I hear everything that I need to hear. What do you guys think? Anybody can answer first.
I'd say time. Like time is the reason why we sound the way that we do. Like the current group that we are right now, it's been almost 5 years of us singing together. And not only 5 years singing together, but singing together 3 times a week, 3 hours at a time. Like we're together all the time. We're singing all the time. So there's been seasons where we don't sound like we do now, and that's how time works. But I think we look and sound and perform and act the way that we do because we've been this family for almost 5 years now.
Yeah. Anyone else have any thoughts?
It's also just a closeness thing. We were at dinner earlier tonight. Missy and I start singing a song, and we're like, oh, we'll sing the harmony. We both sing the harmony at the same time.
Yep.
Leroy and I start singing another song. We sing a part that isn't in the song at the same time. So it's just, we think the same since we spent so much time together. It's just like all these years we kind of meshed our brains in a way.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have co-hosts that I work with and a couple of shows. We've been doing it for 8-9 years. We know each other. We just know. Anybody else have any thoughts?
I mean, they kind of nailed it right on the head. It's experience. Like, it's exactly what Leroy said. It's like, there are some times we'll go a little bit without singing, and not like, I'll call myself out. I love to be a little soloing diva, and like, Leroy needs to be like, all right, let's match the vowels a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So it's experience, it's discipline, and time.
I love it. Yes, Nick, some of your stuff, your videos are hilarious. I do, I follow you.
Hey.
The other fun. First we gotta address why Aaron is in a separate box than the rest of you. He wasn't banished somewhere. Aaron, can you explain why you're not with them right now?
Yeah, I am at vacation at my lovely girlfriend's parents' house at the moment down in Florida. So I am in Florida and everybody else is back in Maryland. And then we're going to be meeting up in less than a week for another show. So
Very good. Very good. I'm going to Maryland for the first time in March for an event. I'm going to where am I going? I can tell you guys. Everybody at home waits. I want to tell them where I'm going. I'm going there. I've never been, and I'm being flown out there. And Maryland in March. How is that? Anybody can tell me?
Why Maryland? What's going on?
Okay, I'll tell you where I'm going. Okay. The Spectrum Celebrity Events. Okay. So I'm going to National Harbor, Maryland.
Oh, that's like 15 minutes from us.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll be there for a couple days. I mean, I'm going to be there for the event. So how's it in March? Is it okay? Is it still winter?
Honestly, still pretty cold.
Yeah.
Like at least the last couple years, it's been like that's when the snow hits.
But global warming.
No.
There is that. No,
Anyway.
seriously. Like today in LA, we have rain. We never have rain, and it's been raining really hard. I'm so happy. But it was 85 degrees 2 days ago. So I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
Jealous.
yeah, exactly. Well, you're in Florida. Hello.
Right.
Isn't it warm down there right now?
Okay, I can't talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
suddenly I'm going through a canyon. I can't hear you. Yeah, exactly. You're going through nice weather. You can't hear us suddenly. Yes, we understand. He's like, oh my, you're in Florida. Like, it's better down there. It's nice. But yes, but there is. I know some parts. Like my friend was saying in Chicago, it was actually sunny and warm. They're like, this is not in December. That's not supposed to happen. So that has happened. But I'll be going to. So I'm very excited to see a place I've just never been to before. And I know so many folks from Maryland. We talked about this last time. There's a lot of folks from Maryland out in California. Again, why Maryland, you guys? Why does it seems to breed a lot of talent, acting, music, and everything. What are some of you guys' thoughts on that? Actually, I know you guys are proud of that. So,
I think Maryland's super diverse.
Yeah.
Like I know the city that I grew up in, Gaithersburg, Maryland. I think Will grew up there too. It was a couple years ago. It was named like most diverse city in the United States of America.
Wow.
oh
And
wow,
it's just like a melting pot of a lot. We're right next to DC, and so there's a lot of culture there. We're in Baltimore, so there's a lot of culture there, and we're just close to a lot of we're super close to New York, so there's that influence as well. And so when you have all those things combined, there's just a history of a lot of families coming from different places. And so when you get that kind of a combination, a lot of people have different ideas on life and ideas on music. Like you can talk to one friend, they really love go-go. Talk to another friend, they really love trap. Another friend really loves jazz or reggae or ska. And so it's a cool place. It's a really small state, but it's a lot that happens here.
There's a lot of heart too, especially in Baltimore. I would definitely say a lot of heart, which means a lot of passion, which means like a lot of soul. Like I think people from Maryland, love to dog on Maryland, but it's because it's because again, it's because we have the heart, you know, and the talent to back it up. Yeah.
Well,
and the passion and the soul and the
Charm.
That's
and
well, and also military music's a thing here. Like Annapolis is the Naval Academy, all the naval bands, all those artists. DC has the Marine band, Navy band. Like I think they have a Coast Guard unit. Like a lot of military arts are around the area as well, so that definitely helps with the kind of spreading arts and bringing people here for the arts. So
Yeah, it's true.
now, folks who may be watching you first time are like, okay, so the white guy beatboxes. So let's address that for a second, because you're good. I'm not obviously I've heard you're good, and right now we're in the 50th anniversary of hip hop and stuff. So what has beatboxing really done for you? I mean, it's something that you do that anybody can do it. I mean, it doesn't matter who they are. But it started out of the early days, very early days with the Fat Boys and all. They were all doing beatboxing. What has it done for you, Aaron?
yeah, I mean, it's all right. I got into beatboxing because I was not a natural born gifted singer, and I always wanted to do acapella. Like just making music with only vocals just kind of fascinated me as a kid, like 9, 10, 11 years old. And my dad was like, you probably shouldn't sing. I was like, oh, okay. So really young, I kind of was like, maybe I should just focus on the beatboxing. Because, like my friends, we'd all meet up, like sing, rap, beatbox, kind of like sitting on the street corner on our butts, just making music kind of thing. And it was always me ending up on the beatbox because I wasn't, the better singer. So I would always end up in the like whatever the little beat was. Obviously realized what acapella was a thing, and that's when I kind of started practicing it. I started getting more into the like beatboxing and hip hop scene like 2, 3, 4 years ago. I mean, American Beatbox is a huge organization with deep roots to the hip hop culture and scene, especially in New York City. So I started to kind of get involved with that a little bit. Like I applied for a couple competitions. I've got to know a whole lot of other beatboxers nationwide. I actually performed a few weeks ago with I guess a couple months ago now with the Baltimore Boom Bap Society. So it's an all improvised hip hop collective. So I did like a 2-hour improv beatbox set with like other Baltimore musicians. So yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's obviously a non-white art form. So being able to take that and make it into my own thing is something I'm very proud of. So yeah.
No, I think it's very cool. And also, I mean, when you expose yourself to other cultures, It's obviously you guys are an interracial group. It's great. It's wonderful. It's like it's music for everybody, to use. So like I said, you're good. So I was asking, did you ever rap or do spoken word? So like you said, you didn't really do that either. You're just the beatboxer.
I grew up with a lisp and other speech impediments, so beatboxing was all I could do.
Funny. Okay. Okay. Well, what's his name? My idol, voice idol, James Earl Jones, was a stutterer. He was a stutterer, but when he spoke, he was Darth Vader. So he was great. So he didn't stutter as Darth Vader. But so I know sometimes with speech impediment, sometimes when you do something else, it actually you're able to do it. So that's very cool. I think it's very cool. Ladies, lovely ladies. But you guys have you have the four men. So what is it like in a group with the four other guys? With you guys, you guys feel seen, heard? Like do a lot of drinking. There's a lot of drinking involved. You guys like bond together, like, oh my god, it's us. No, I mean, so how was it? So what is it like for you both?
You want to go?
You go first.
I don't know. I definitely don't know what I would do without Missy.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what I would do.
I feel like we bonded so much, being the only two girls, and I don't really know what else to say. Like, I feel like sometimes the boys say what they want to say, but then Missy and I just come in and we're like, no, we're not gonna do that. And then the boys like, okay, and then we kind of just I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'll have rehearsals sometimes where there's a lot going on, and the two of us will always connect eyes, and we'll be like, the testosterone in the room right now. So yeah, we're just very thankful to have each other. I don't know what happens without you either.
Those are good answers. Well, the thing is,
we love everyone. We love everyone.
that's the thing. So I'm leading up to for all of you guys because you guys are all very distinct personalities. And like I said, I see some of you guys on social media, on your solo pages. You're very good. I mean, you guys are all talented and good stuff. I'm just wondering how that, because you guys are making it work. You said last 5 years, this incarnation has worked. And so I'm like, it's supposed to be wonderful for you guys to be from different backgrounds. I want to make sure it's everybody being heard and seen. And when it comes to like what songs you choose and, Nick, talk about that a little bit. Nick, tell me about that.
It's very democratic, or we all make sure that we all are heard. There is no like, oh well, this person said that we're doing this one, so like whatever, it's fine, I don't really care. Like, it's like, no, we're all very, what's the phrase? There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Chefs.
Yeah, right.
We're all chefs, okay? We're all chefs.
Which seems like it would be a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but we're all trained chefs.
I mean, you guys are. No, you guys are. No, you guys are. No, I know that. No, you guys are.
No, but we do a very good job of making sure that everybody's voice is heard. And we are a family. Families are going to disagree sometimes, and that's okay. And we most of the time will not like leave a rehearsal if there is any sort of like disagreement, or like if there's any like, oh, like I don't know if this person's voice was heard. It's like, no, like even if like we'll be like, all right, well, this person, what do you think about this? You haven't really talked about this. What are your thoughts? And typically it's like, I don't know. But like, but we give everybody the opportunity to let everything be known, let everything be heard. We voice all of our opinions, even if it's negative. Okay, because then we're going to turn the negative into positive. We're going to find a common ground. Okay.
Oh, well, my thing is, I'm wondering who's like the mommy and daddy of the group, or mommy and mommy, or daddy.
The whole family.
We just figured this
the
out.
whole family.
Yeah.
The whole family tree.
All right, mom and dad.
Oh, how funny! Oh my god. Okay, I would have thought it was Will at first, but no, it's you two. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Here we've got the two kids.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all.
And then Grandma and Grandpa's Will and Aaron right there. Grandpa and Grandpa, they make sure that mom and dad are doing the right things.
Which we're good.
I love that. Because every group has their family tree. Every group does have their family tree. The ones who are natural peacemakers, the ones who are natural, like there's always, it happens. It just kind of happens. That's so
funny. That's so true.
What, you can't see the resemblance?
I see it. No, I totally see it. It's in the noses.
That's right.
And so, I mean, I just love it. No, but no, it's a natural. Go ahead, Katherine. Sorry, go ahead, Katherine.
No, I was gonna say we should have had you guess first. We should have been like, okay, what do you think?
I know, I think, but no, I would have guessed wrong because I thought I was thinking Will was like the parent, but now you say he's a grandparent. I see that for some reason. and Nick and I can see them both as the kids completely. I love it. I can see it. But I wasn't sure what the other three of you. I wasn't sure what roles you guys were, but that's fun. I like that. That's kind of fun. I love that. Since I've talked to you last, you were on a show that's a hit show, Emmy award-winning show. I got to say hi to her. I didn't just really meet her, but I got to say hi to her. After I said hi to Drew Barrymore, another person I was wanting to meet. But you were on Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know them. Oh my God, I know them. I was so excited. So tell me how that happened, and somebody tell me what's going on. I want to know the tea. What's going on? I know it was remote, but I want to know like how that all happened for you guys. That's great.
So essentially, we did a challenge where we sang a different Kelly Clarkson song every day on TikTok until she noticed us. And I think she noticed us after 2, right?
Oh wow!
It was very fast turnover, and then all of a sudden it was okay. Well, can you guys go live on her show tomorrow? And we were like, most of us have work, but we'll make it happen. So
it's Kelly Clarkson. Sorry, job. I'm gonna be on Kelly Clarkson tomorrow. I'll call. I can't come in. Yeah, going hello.
To be fair, James, we did the exact same thing for you too. We found out yesterday, and we're like, James Lott Jr. Oh, we gotta make that happen.
Yep.
Period.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm no Kelly Clarkson, but I'll take it. But I noticed things like that in Hollywood. They happen fast a lot of times. So what you're saying sounds kind of common. Where they're like, okay, we need you tomorrow. You're like, So were you guys nervous, excited, and all that? I'm sure, right?
Oh my God, I had the flu. I was wearing a mask because I had the flu, and I was just like, man, whatever. It's fine.
it was like mid-COVID time. We thought it was COVID, so it was like,
Wow, that's great. That's so. When something like that happens, after it happened, I'm sure all your friends are like, oh, oh my God. So how's that feel to get that little bump up of kind of like fame a little bit? You get a little piece of fame. You get famous for a minute. Go ahead, Leroy.
It was just surreal to like, because we weren't obviously in the room with her, it kind of took a little bit of time to realize like, oh, we were talking to her and she was talking back to us. Like it wasn't just like a recording. It was like, no, we were actually having a conversation with Kelly Clarkson. And she's like saying our names, the Trills, on air. And people would come up to us and they're like, yeah, I saw them with Kelly Clarkson. That was crazy. So like it was a cool moment of realizing like, we can be in these rooms. We can it felt like a start. Like it obviously felt like this is huge, but it was like, we're now in a place where we feel comfortable being in these types of conversations with these types of people, including James Lott Jr.
Of course.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. Will was like for you, Will? What was it like for you?
I'm a big Kelly Clarkson fan, so I had to like reel myself in. Just kind of like, hey, this is how I feel. We're friends now. But yeah, it was very cool.
So are you a person who watched American Idol, that whole thing? Were you like that kind of? Okay, yeah. So make sure. I was like, sure, okay. First album, everything, moment like this, all that. You were like, I'm all that. Miss Independent, right. I'm all that, right? Yeah, okay. That's what I checked. Okay, so it's a trip when you get to meet, because it's happened to me several times. I get to meet people that I was fans of. I interviewed in Vogue a couple of years ago, and actually in studio. It was before the pandemic, and they walk in. I'm just like. I don't get starstruck very often. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. I was like, I don't get starstruck very often, but I was just kind of like, you're in Vogue. And they're like, yeah, we're in Vogue. I'm like, you're in Vogue. And so then we sit across from, like, I'm sitting across from in Vogue. Like, it's just like, I know how you feel. It's kind of like, there's certain people in certain groups if you're a huge fan of. It's very cool to have the full circle moments. I'm glad you had that, Will, that you're like, I'm a big fan. I watched her on TV. And now, all these years later, we're talking like 20 years later or so, now you're on her show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now she follows us on Instagram.
She follows on Instagram? She does. That's good. That's even better than just being on a show that she's following you guys. That's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, I like that. Also, I heard somebody else was talking about you not too long ago, or just kind of talking about you. And that was that Tim McGraw?
Oh.
We like him. And so I'm like, why was you talking about you? What was going on?
You got this one.
So it was actually crazy. It was the magic of LA. That's what it was. So I don't know if you know the Property Brothers. Everyone knows Property Brothers. We were with Scott shooting a video, and that was a whole moment in itself. That was amazing. And then we leave his house, and one of the guys that was at the house, he also worked with Tim McGraw. And we're eating burgers afterwards, and he calls me, and he's like, "Hey, it's Derek. I was wanting to know, are you still in LA? Because I want to show your stuff to Tim McGraw. I'm seeing him on Tuesday."
Sure, if you want to just pass the stuff along, sure.
Yeah. He's like, "You guys were really great to work with. Like, you guys were amazing, super talented, blah, blah, blah." And we're like, "Wow, like, thank you." And he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to show you to Tim McGraw, and see if he'll like, do you have any covers of his? Like, maybe he can react to it or something." But I think he'd really like it. And then he did. And I think on the video, like, it obviously hasn't happened yet, but in the video, he's like, "Man, I have to get these guys on stage with me," which was just like really cool, because he didn't have to say that. Like, he could have just been like, "Oh, I love this song." Right. But to like give us those flowers was like, it was crazy. And it happened twice, which is crazy.
That is it's amazing. I mean, it's what it's saying is that you guys are on the right track. I mean, you guys have talent. I mean, I know you guys went to school and all that stuff, but you have talent. I mean, it's just getting you guys in the right places. That's all it is, basically, at this point, right? At this point, it's getting into the right rooms, right spaces, right cameras, right. That's all it is. I said a long time ago, I thought you guys were super talented. So I mean, this is going to be. I've been fun watching you guys. It's like get a little bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, oh my God, they're getting bigger. I know them. It's so good. They're getting bigger. I love that. And so I'm gonna ask you guys a question: is acapella music on the rise again, or so? I feel like I'm hearing more of it, or am I just hearing more of it all of a sudden? I don't know. I feel like I'm hearing more of it. No.
I'll say yes, because in the past it's been such a like niche form of music where it's like, oh, pentatonics, and that's kind of it. But thanks to social media, and I think especially TikTok these days, like you see any kind of a cappella group, like college groups, high school groups, like it's so easy to access that kind of music now. And of course, everyone has that callback to, oh, Pitch Perfect. I've seen that movie. It kind of makes it mainstream in a sense. So it's kind of, I would say it's on an incline at the moment.
Katherine?
There's like a new generation of people, a new generation coming onto the internet, and they haven't really discovered a cappella yet. And I think like we're getting a lot of those younger kids to like learn what a cappella is, like seeing us first instead of, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of cool to like see a whole new generation of people come through who had no idea what a cappella is, and then like
start their own groups.
Yeah, they're just like, I feel like it is actually like starting an incline, but it's in a different way.
Yeah. No, I'm noticing it more. As I'm saying, I'm noticing it a little more, and I'm like, is that me? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that more. Do you guys feel, because you guys have been doing it for a while, do you feel like does it still feel new and fresh to you guys as you're getting out there and meeting people, doing interviews, doing performances? Miss, I'll ask you, so how's it feeling for you?
I would say it's actively changing all of the time. I think even the fact that we're all growing as individuals as we grow as a group, like I'm going through this crazy voice change that I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. Really? Like
I don't know. But like we
we do that a lot.
Yeah.
She woke up one morning and said,
I said, "Hello there."
You sit on your vocal cords and express your dreams.
Well, I mean,
do things still feel fresh and new?
I actually like that answer.
I wasn't sure if you could tell that I forgot the question, so then I started panicking.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No, actually, you gave a good answer, because that's actually going to lead to my other questions to all of you. Is how do you hear all kinds of stuff, because I have to take care of my voice too. I'm a host and I have to take care of my voice too. So it's like, how you take care of your voice, how do you take your voice? So each of you, I wanted to kind of know how you take care of your voice so that you can, because you can get vocal issues that come up stuff. But we'll start with you, Aaron. How do you take care of your voice?
Yeah, I mean, I guess mine's probably a little bit different than everybody else's because I don't need to sing very much.
Right.
I don't worry about the throat health as much as I worry about the face stamina. So if my muscles in my face are sore, I can't beatbox. So I have to make sure I'm making sure I'm stretching out my jaw. I'm making sure my my cheeks aren't super tight, making sure I can actually move my tongue, my everything. So yeah, I'm really just focused on that and making sure I stay loose and stay keep practicing, but not too much where I'm overdoing it and hurting myself. Because there's a really thin line between practicing a lot with beatboxing and hurting yourself, your muscles in your face and also in your throat. So yeah, it's trying to find a nice balance of how and how much to practice, and then making sure I stay relaxed. So
with you having the lisp, how does that work? I mean, because you beatbox great. I mean, you sound fine. So I mean, how does that work for you mechanically? How does that work?
It's fine. I mean, I have to maneuver certain sounds. It's gonna sound weird, but some sounds generate a lot more spit than others, and I have to know pretty much what's gonna happen if I make certain sounds, like a hi hat or a snare, and I have to be able to maneuver it where it's not too much.
Yeah, okay. Missy, so how do you work with your voice?
I think I enjoy focusing on different things at different times. So vocal health, very important to me. This is gonna sound crazy, but I learned how to scream properly. So I'm just a competitive person. So if I'm playing a game, I'm gonna yell at you.
Period.
I'm gonna yell at you. I can't help it. But I've learned how to healthily do it. And that's what matters. But I worked on my belt for a long time. And now I'm
No, I'm sorry. You're okay, I'm competitive. I'm gonna try to kill you. I'm gonna do it in a way that's safe and sane, and I'm trying to kill you.
She will hurt you.
For her,
no.
Yeah.
I'll walk,
not for you.
I'll take a walk.
Fortnite duos go crazy.
Oh my god. I'll take a walk if needed.
That's a walk. Sorry, what you were saying, you make me laugh, but so anyway, vocal health.
Yeah, so I worked on my belt for a long time. I'm transitioning into working on runs and riffs and just learning my voice more and more every day.
Yeah, very good. Nick, how about you?
For me, it's of course vocal health. Training your muscles are very important. Staying hydrated, very important. But for me, it's a mental thing. And it has to do with kind of loving where I am at every point in my journey. Because there's gonna be times where I sound incredible. I know it. And there's gonna be times where I'll sing. I'm ooh, I should consider not singing anymore. And then it's okay, hold on. It's a mental thing. It's no. You gotta love your voice, love your energy, love your confidence. Get your confidence back in there, and it'll show. It'll show through my voice. If I feel healthy, I feel fine. But if I'm not there mentally, if I'm just singing to get a check, it's going to show. It's not gonna be as impressive as it would be if I was no, I'm on the stage, I sound great, and I'm gonna put on a show. And then that's when all the runs are executed, the belts are hit, and that's pretty much that. It's a mental thing for me.
That's very interesting, though. You're right about this sometimes. Your mental state will kind of come out through your work. You can tell when some folks are literally walking through it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I thought that before. That's very interesting. Leroy.
Yes. I would say I'm very fortunate that I studied voice in school.
Yeah.
So I went to school for singing. So I learned how to treat my voice as an instrument and for that to be almost muscle memory. And so someone actually just asked me the other day, they're man, how'd you get no sleep, sing for 5 hours and then drive another 10 hours and then play with kids and have a baby and everything, and you still the voice feels fine. And I think now I feel I'm at a point where I talk as if I'm singing. Mm-hmm. And so, and I taught for 2 years in schools. And so it really showed where I can yell at a room of kids and them all hear me, but I'm not yelling. It doesn't sound abrasive. It doesn't feel abrasive. This is something that just like training has done, and just like treating my voice as a physical instrument, like feeling where vibrations are and everything. I was thinking about it recently. That's why I'm like super in depth with it, because it's interesting what my brain doesn't do when I'm singing, and like I kind of want to get back into recognizing it a little bit more and being specific about what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, there's a whole thing about because I've done trainings, teachings where you have to learn how to protect your voice when you would talk for more than 2 hours straight or 8 hours straight. I mean, teachers go through that. I mean, there's a certain you have to kind of like learn how to protect your voice so it doesn't go out all the time, or it's just scratchy all the time. And that leads into Katherine. Tell me how do you protect your voice?
I feel like the way I protect it the most is through physical fitness, if that makes sense. So like I 3 to 4 times a week do ab workouts for about 15 minutes and sing our sets through, because I feel like it's more in the abs to like have less strain on the vocal cords and all of that. So like I'm more into like making sure the rest of my body is the strongest it can be, so that when I'm on stage and I'm jumping and I'm like doing all these crazy things, like if this is engaged the entire time, this has no strain. So like I'm consistently like worried more about this to make sure this is in check, if that makes any sense at all.
No, it does. No, it totally does. No, it totally does. Yeah, it totally does. Well, I mean, the vocal part. I mean, as we know, a lot of times it's breathing.
Yeah.
How you carry stuff in your diaphragm. It's all that stuff. That's how you carry notes. So I'm glad you're saying for folks who don't know this. Everybody thinks automatically the throat. I mean, that's obviously clearly part of it.
Right.
But there is other parts to it.
Mhm.
Other parts to it. So I kind of like that. And Mr. Will.
When it comes to me and illness, my throat is not my friend ever.
Wow.
For like 3 months this year, I had no voice whatsoever, and it was rough. So that happens probably once a year, maybe twice a year. So it's kind of like getting back into the swing of it after recovering from those things, and like knowing, all right, this is how far I can push my voice, and this is what feels healthy. This is what still isn't quite there yet. I'm just kind of growing from there in different ways. Where like most recently, I was sick a couple weeks ago, but even like today, I feel a different, less strain in my voice when I'm singing in more healthy ways or using different parts of my breath to support, and just kind of growing each time I get down.
Period.
Yeah.
Well, I know that weather affects so your voice. You said mental state, I think physical state, and all. I mean, all that. I mean, it all does. And you can't help it. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes it just something happens and you strain a chord or something. It just kind of happens. Or it's super cold and you were talking too much outside. Whatever. I mean, you know what I mean. Like, it could be anything. But I know that's very important to take care of your vocal cord, to take care of all of that, to be able to do what you guys do, if you want to do it as a career.
Yep.
And I know that as a host. I mean, doing this 9 years. I mean, it's like you have to make sure you take care of yourself. I know some folks who don't talk the day of performances, the other things like that, or I need my tea, or I need my potato chips, or I need the room super warm, or I need it super cold, or I need honey sticks, all kind of stuff. Katherine?
Potato chips?
I have one friend who likes the salty and stuff, and it's just for some reason that and like some water put together, almost like salt water almost. They eat it. They said they lubricates their throat when they're ready to go.
You should put that on a rider.
Potato chips. What kind you like? Nuts or Doritos or whatever. Yes. But they do. So somebody I know do that. I have a friend who likes honey sticks. And with the honey sticks, they get those where they perform. So it's really interesting. Some of the things people do. Or they request a booth that they can record. I need it warm in here. Just make sure it's super warm. You're like, okay, for me, that's a little too hot. I run hot anyway, so I'm like, I don't want too much. But if I go in a booth, I like it it's like a nice little temperature. Give you about 75 degrees, 70 degrees. I'm good. I know folks who like it 80, 85. They just feel like it's just, I know. They want nothing to happen. They want everything to just be loose or something like that. Excuse me. That's a whole other show. But yes, I mean they like to have it just that super warm. I mean, some folks are like that, I guess, or like some folks, you like that, you like this, she knows. That's how it is. I think hydration, water is your friend, everybody. Water is good for everything. I'm drinking liquid death right now, water, but water is good for everything. It's for everything. Good for everything. Good for everything.
Water.
What?
It's sponsored by water.
Sponsored by water. I was like, liquid death, come sponsor me. I like your stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, sponsor me. But no, but water is very important. All right. So, okay, couple questions before I talked to you guys forever. You guys are great. Thanks for doing this. How do you balance your personal lives with professional? I know a lot of folks today are just like trying to find that balance. And is there a balance? Because I know you guys are ambitious. You guys have other things going on too. But I'm sure you like to have this take off also. You got to pour into this too, and then have lives. So how are you guys all? We'll go with Aaron down there, who's actually at his girlfriend's parents, somebody's house, or whatever he's doing down there. So how do you balance that, Aaron?
Can I say therapy? No.
He's like,
So,
yes,
definitely
that works too. So that works also.
We at the firm Will and I currently work at, they have kind of a mantra that instead of work-life balance, it's work-life rhythm. So it's trying to interweave things in a way that won't make you mentally exhausted and or just feel overwhelmed and feel like you can't do it. So that's kind of what I've really been focusing on the past like 6-8 months, is still doing the things I care about, but doing them in certain orders, or only giving certain mental real estate in different pockets of time for different parts of my life. So like some days I won't think about Trills at all, and some days I'll pour like 8 hours of like brain dumping into the group, just really on what my brain can handle that day, that week, that month, etc. Just kind of being reactive to what I think my body and my mind can handle, and just kind of use that to dictate where I can put more or less effort into. So yeah.
I like that. Well, Will, did you work with? So, how's it for you, Will? Then,
kind of like Aaron, I'm still trying to figure out the life part. I don't know, because I feel like I'm very much a homebody. So when I'm busy at home. I like just working from my computer in my room and shutting everything else out. But I'm recently just trying to take more time to slow down and kind of find that rhythm.
yeah, it's not easy. I'm still trying to find it. Been 17 years. I'm still trying to find it. Miss Missy, how about you?
Oh my God, I am horrible at it. I'm literally so bad at it. I'm right now starting a brand new chapter of my life.
Period.
Because I graduated college yesterday.
Oh, congratulations! Oh my goodness, no, seriously, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
So
great.
I'm not the student of the group anymore.
Okay.
And that's been my identity for 5 years. So the goal ultimately is to never get a real job
Okay.
and do this.
Okay.
And everybody else just has to quit their job.
Period.
But
Yes.
I think I'm still trying to figure it out. And I think I'm in a chapter in my life where I'm seeing the people around me change as I'm changing as well. And so I have to adapt my social being to those changes too.
That's exciting. That was exciting. The world's yours. So it is. It's scary and it's exciting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We've all graduated college. We know how it is. It's scary at first. You're excited. You're happy it's done. Then you're
So
oh, no, you're happy.
And it's like, now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it is. It's exactly. It's like, okay, now I'm thrust. Like that was the last thing, after being leaving home, and then I was like, I'm an adult now. Really? Okay.
Ew.
I know, gross. Girl, I don't want to be an adult.
Yeah.
I'll be 55 in this a few months. I don't want to be an adult anymore. I'm like, ugh, like crazy. But congratulations. No, good for you. Congratulations. I like that. Miss Katherine, you just said you got married this year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
So how are you guys? Like, yeah, so you had that going on, which of course takes a lot of planning and all that. But then you're also in this group and you have work. So how are you doing it, girl?
I feel like I'm a person of a lot of passions. So I do I feel like I do a lot. I do a lot of things. But I'm also a very organized person. So I'm a very schedule. It's so interesting because I'm a type A person, but my house doesn't look it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. They do.
Yeah. So I feel like I can I will make sure okay, 30% of my week is Trills, 30% is school, 30% is social. You know what I mean? And then 10%. I don't know. I'm just like that. So like, I feel like I do very good at balancing it, but I still don't get to fit in every passion that I have. So like, I'm still looking for ways to like change that percentage up a little bit. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, like that. Nick, how about you?
See, I think I'm like the opposite of Katherine. Katherine is an amazing planner. She plans our rehearsals sometimes. It's like, all right, 6 to 7, we will go live on TikTok, and 7 to 7:05, we will do it. And it's she does a really good job of it. For me, being a server, it's tricky because you have to have your schedule, your time off, your conflicts at least a month in advance.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm an awful planner. Awful. I don't even use like my calendar app. I don't know why. I use a notes sheet app. I'll have like I do, yeah, and it's like I'll have like January 4th, we have a concert at this day. Don't work. Call off. Make sure you called off. Did it get approved yet? Not yet. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of prioritizing. You gotta see it. We're all hardworking people. We work very hard in Trills, in our daily life outside of Trills, our partners, anything like that. It's a lot of planning, and I'm not good at it. I don't know how I'm doing it. It's just it's months in advance. That's my answer.
Yeah.
That's yes, you are completely opposite of her. But it's funny because he said being a server, I used to be a server. I know it is. It's like you don't always know your schedules, and there's all kinds of stuff going on with that. So that's a whole other industry. So that's something totally different. Yeah, it's really tough. And Leroy.
So 8 months ago, it got a whole new layer of work-life balance. I have an 8-month-old now.
Yeah, you're a daddy.
He'll be 8 months on the 1st. So 7.5. But yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's
hard. I've done it. It's hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
I also last year I decided to leave my job and start my own business. And the purpose of that is one to do what I've been passionate about, that's producing music and help people write music, but also to have the freedom to have a better work-life rhythm, like Aaron said. I feel like a big part of it is communication to all different sides of all the work life. I don't know, like for us, like there's 6 of us, and we all have 6 completely different lives, like very different lives. And it's when we don't communicate where we are in our life that things start to be miscommunicated and misconstrued, and like, oh, why isn't this person not around, or why is this person always here, like that. It's just when we communicate, then we're like, hey guys, like this is what's going on in my life right now. There's a lot more understanding and just like love between all the different situations. And also on the other side, communicating with my wife and my family and other obligations of like, hey, this is what's going on. This is the type of priorities that need to be made for this season of life. And that's like, yeah, just communication has been the biggest thing of keeping that rhythm going. Like I don't feel stressed a lot of times, and I owe that up to my wife, God, and communication.
Well, I want to ask you a question, because since you are, no one else has kids, right? Just Leroy. Everybody have kids? No. All right. So I want to ask you a question, father to father. What is one thing that's changed for you?
The steaks. They're a lot better seasoned. Just kidding. Terrible.
I was like,
I was going with that. I was like, I don't do improv. I was like, okay, the steaks are better.
it's like rare, medium.
He's like, oh, the kid, that's being a father for a kid, I don't mean anything, but my food cooking is way better. Yeah.
The stakes are higher. The stakes are higher.
Was it?
But also things are just a lot more exciting. When I wake up at 1 a.m. because baby boy needs to eat, it's like I'm tired. I don't know how I'm doing this, taking one step in front of the other, and then I like pick him up, and he's just like, "Hey," and I'm just like, "Hey, like, what's up, man?" It's just a completely different side of life that like you just don't know exists until you have a little human made from you. So yeah, it's amazing. I have a whole new outlook on just like love and people and what it means to be a man and be a husband and be a father. Like
Be a black man also today. You have a black son
yeah,
too. Yes.
it's huge.
And the world at large, just in general, now you have a child, you're thinking you'll start seeing the world differently. You start seeing the world differently. And your eyes will be like, oh, I don't think I like that, or I don't like that. It's a little weird. It's crazy. If you when you get married, you see the world a little differently. Then you have a kid, you see the world. It's very. You start seeing the world. You grow up a lot faster too. You start growing up.
Totally.
I like being an adult. I do it because I have to, but I don't want to be an adult. I just want to play. I just want to play all the time. That's all I want to do. But I want you to remember, this. So I asked some of these questions. This is like a little time capsule for you. So like later on, when you guys are doing stadiums and you're the headliners, I can say, well, check out my interview with them back in 2023 at Christmas. That's what they were saying, and I want this to be a little time capsule for you guys. So thanks for being on the show, all of you guys. We have to stay in touch, of course. I want to be with you along. I want to be with you along the way. Got to be with you along the way. You guys are going up, up, and up. I'm saying it and speaking into existence. You guys are going to be. I just keep going. I keep going up.
Yeah.
So folks, like it's Christmas and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas are both out. They're wherever you find music. That's where they are, kids. You got to do that. But they're also on TikTok. They're also on Instagram. They're on YouTube. It's the Trills music, right? All that stuff. Right. Mm-hmm. And is there a trillsmusic.com or something, or is there some kind? Is that something? Yeah.
Trillsmusic.com.
I'll put that all in the links below, of course. Folks, support the arts. The arts are very important, as you guys know. I do that all the time. No matter if it's dancing, if it's painting, if it's poetry, if it's music, anything, just the arts are very important. It's been shown that the arts actually help people in other areas of life. And they're just as important as politics and medicine and anything else that's out there, but the arts are very, very important. So let's try to get the arts back in schools, support art-based schools, programs in colleges. Let's continue to do that. And also just anybody in the neighborhood. You got some instruments, pick them up, teach somebody the guitar, teach somebody the drums. You never know who our future stars are going to be. They could be the Trills. So you never know. It could be like them. I'm James Lott Jr., and we'll see you next time.